I was challenged to test these Ethernet filters after someone claimed they're better than the Network Acoustics Muon Pro. Since the Muon Pro is my reference filter, I had to check them out. If your stereo is of high quality and properly set up, using a good audiophile switch or Ethernet filter can make a profound difference in sound quality. I've made a separate video explaining why. Ethernet connections do have influence on the sound quality. But here's a short version. When the analog square waves carrying the digital ones and zeros are distorted or noisy, the data itself remains intact. But the distortion and noise affect the clock signal at the DAC input. That can lead to timing errors, resulting in subtle distortions in the analog output. You won't see this in standard distortion measurements, but you can hear it, assuming your stereo is up to the task. I've spoken with developers of digital filters, and while these designs are rooted in theory, the final sound quality often comes down to trial and error. That means a lot of development time, trying out countless components, and they're not cheap. A 47 microfarad capacitor from brand A can sound different from one by brand B. Inductors often need to be wound by hand. Circuit boards go through several revisions. The housings must be sturdy and credible. And, of course, the packaging, promotion and distribution. Most of these are built by passionate enthusiasts. Production is often semi-handmade, and when demand grows, larger investments are needed. So if you're thinking you're getting rich selling Ethernet filters, start out very rich, or get extremely lucky. In the meantime, people like you and me get to enjoy the sound quality that just wasn't impossible before. Compared to the switches I've reviewed so far, up to now I prefer the Muon Pro filter. But newer, more expensive products have entered the scene, like the EAhibrid filters we're reviewing today. At a glance, both models look identical, except for the gold-plated Taylor-Gardner connectors on the EAL2000. They're available in lengths of 1.25, 1.75 or 2.5 meters. That's 4, 7.7 and 8.2 feet. The filter housing is centered in a relatively stiff cable, result of multiple shielding layers. The housing features a piece of wood on its sloped top. It's one of the best looking Ethernet filters I've seen. Both the cable and the filter are unidirectional, clearly marked. The EAL1000 uses OCC copper cabling with standard connectors. The EAL2000 upgrades to silver-plated OCC copper and gold-plated connectors. Internally, both feature 4 common mode filters, a noise filter with selected capacitors and coils, advanced waveform restoration, 4 isolation transformers using ultra OCC coils, all soldered with silver solder, and an aluminium chassis with damping for vibration control. I use setup 1 for this test. The amp is the Air Acoustics AX520, speakers the PMC FAC12 signature on Stack Audio OVA 17 isolators, the speaker cables AudioQuest Robin Hood Zero, bass straps the PSI Audio AVAA, the switch the Zixel GS1900-10 HP, music server small green computer Sonic Transporter i7 running Roon. Roon was connected to my own ribs as well as to Tidal and Qobuz. Starting with the Magna Mano Ultra MK 3.5 Farad streamer running Gen 2 player, a Raspberry Pi 5 based unit with I2S and AES EBU output, dual 10 laps regulators and a high quality Farad power supply. MSRP is €1,498. I connected it via I2S using a short 12 HDMI cable to the Holo Audio Cyan 2 DAC, a €1,389 R2R ladder DAC. Output went via Grimm Audio SQM XLR cables to the amp. The filter being tested was inserted between the Zigsel switch and the streamer. Up to this point, the Muon Pro was the best Ethernet filter I'd heard. But the EAL1000 opened up the stereo image even further. The tonal balance was slightly brighter, but never harsh. Sibilance was better handled. The sound became more organic and engaging, like a veil was lifted. The difference between the EAL1000 and the EAL2000 was smaller, but still notable. More refinement, better sibilance control, and slightly more detail. Next, the Mytek Brooklyn Bridge. A DAC, room server, endpoint, line-in and phono preamp all in one. Firmware 2 recently added DLA support. The MSRP is just under €5,000. Like before, connected via the Grimm Audio SQM XLR to the amp. Again, the EAL1000 brought more air and clarity than the Muon Pro. Tonality was a bit brighter, but not edgy. Sibilance was not only better than the Muon Pro, it was clearly better than with the Magna Mano Cyan 2. The EAL2000 took it up another notch, with even more refinement and detail. Finally, the Grimm Audio MU2, often called the best digital player available. It's a world-class DAC, room server and endpoint, and an analog line-in preamp, but no phono input. Retail price €18,000. It was again connected using the Grimm Audio SQM XLR cables. With the MU2, the Muon Pro offered only limited gains. But the EAL1000 improved things significantly. Sibilance handling was almost perfect. The stereo image became even more integrated and lifelike. The EAL2000 went further, with additional refinement. When I connected it just to burn in, I immediately noticed the improvement. No A-B comparison needed, it was that good. Both the EAhibrid filters set a new standard for Ethernet performance. If your stereo is high quality and well set up, the improvement is striking. Also compared to the AccuVox Switch 8 Special Edition, the EAL1000 wins easily. While the difference between the EAL1000 and the EAL2000 is smaller, it's still noticeable. The silver-plated OCC copper does make a difference, shaping the square waves in a way that results in a clear digital to analog clock is hard to believe, but audible. The EAL retails for €1,680, the 2000 for €2,700, both including the VAT in 1.75 meters, 5.7 feet length. And that brings us to the end of this video. A new one is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram or TikTok to stay updated. Patreon and YouTube Premium members see my videos a week earlier and without ads. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or share it on the social media, it really helps. A big thank you to everyone supporting this channel financially. You keep me independent and it's deeply appreciated. Even €1, pound or dollar makes a difference in a time when the revenue is shrinking and the dollar continues to depreciate. You can use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description to contribute. I'm Hans Beekhuizen, thank you for watching, and whatever you do, Enjoy the music.